to teach virtually? Oh, hi, Janice. What's the dealio? Well, look at this. Now we're expected to teach art online. How are we supposed to do this? How will we function? Janice, chillax. Here's how I do it. Well, hello. My name is Rachel and I teach art at a public high school. My school requires all teachers to post lesson plans and weekly agendas onto Google Classroom just in case school has to go fully virtual like it did a few years ago. You know why. All schools require something different when it comes to lesson planning and turning in your lesson plans for the week. But here is what my school does. I love using Google Classroom, even for teaching art. You wouldn't even think that it could be possible to teach art online, but it definitely is, and I'm going to show you how I do it. I'm so lucky that my weekly agenda and my lesson plans are so easy and simple to post, and it looks something like this. It's literally just a basic rundown of the lesson name I choose to teach that day. I also like to put when certain projects are due with a reminder of the weekly homework sketch. So this is my weekly agenda. I post this for every class. You can even schedule this to be posted on Saturdays. That's what I do. You can schedule a certain day or a certain time for every post you do on the Google Classroom. I used to have to write the longest lesson plans. They would be 4 to 5 pages each. I knew my supervisor was not looking at it, but it was just a requirement to turn in these long pages of lesson plans. But I think Google Classroom is way more simple to use and way more quick, and honestly a lot more useful because the kids can use it and your lessons are right there. Along with the weekly agenda, I also post the actual lessons and materials that we use. I post the stuff that the kids are going to be looking at. The classwork tab is where all of this happens. This is where all the action actually goes down, and it's my favorite part of Google Classroom. I like to keep it simple, so every week I just make a new topic titled week of whatever, and here is where I have a different drop down for each assignment showing a brief explanation of the project, the due date, the points it is worth. Then down here are all the super important things you'll need when posting a plan for an art lesson. PowerPoints, videos, extra little worksheets that you might have, visuals, examples of the project. And I find that this is really useful for students, especially if they're sick at home for a couple of days. I can just refer them to the Google Classroom and the examples that are right there for them. With this specific project, the Vase Face project, I have the activity I use to introduce the project, and it's got just a lot of examples of different vase face designs. Then they use the paper to sketch and plan out their ideas for the actual design. So this is when I would show them the PowerPoint. I also have this other little resource including different Zentangle designs that they might like to use in their projects. So with each project, again, I like to use and show a bunch of different examples. I encourage them to get on their Chromebooks and Google examples of things that they can use in their projects. So this is where it is nice when students do have tablets issued by schools. I know that some teachers don't really like the school issued tablets and stuff, and I know that they can be distracting, definitely, but they are really useful in art, so they can just Google things for reference whenever they're drawing. This may seem like a lot of work, but actually it is really easy, especially if you've done these lessons the year before. You can just scroll down and go to your archived classes and see exactly what you taught each week of the school year. That's what I kind of did this year. I was thinking, oh, what did I teach the third week of August? So I went back into my archived class and it kind of just showed me, what I taught around those weeks. And all I had to do was copy and paste a lot of stuff and change the dates. And the good thing about this is even if you don't have the original file on your desktop, you can still go back and download any PowerPoint, Word document, or picture files you need that are in your archived classes. I actually went off of a different teacher's Google Classroom materials because she let me have access to her Google Classroom for the previous year. That's where I got a lot of my materials from. So I was very lucky in that. And all I did was go in and download her PowerPoints and her materials and all that kind of stuff and add it on to her materials. But I also have all my files like this organized on a flash drive. So I just organized my lessons by Art 1 or Art 2 and then by the 9 weeks. And I have a folder for each lesson that holds all of the materials for it in that folder. That's just kind of how I keep it very organized. Oh, what did I teach the first 9 weeks? Let me see, these lessons right here. Let me go back and you know, add to it, upload it, or whatever. But here is how I actually post these lessons to the Google Classroom to make it compatible for teaching art virtually. And even to my students in the classroom, because most of my students I do see every single day in the classroom. There are always those ones that are sick for, you know, a few days, or they go on a trip for a week, or they are homebound. Since I do have lessons archived this year, I just go back to see what I taught around the same week in the previous year. I click the lesson and edit it. Here I just look at all the materials I included, then copy the description so I can paste it in the new lesson here in my current class. As I just click create, I just create the material. I don't actually create an assignment, and I'll tell you why in a second. I paste the description, I change any due dates that I need to, and then I upload the material files and schedule or post it. I usually schedule materials for the Saturday before each week so kids have a chance to just kind of peek at it if they want to, or just so I can forget about it over the weekend and just know that it's been posted. And it's literally that easy, and it is really easy for students just to go back and look at things that they've missed from certain weeks. That's why I name each topic week of whatever the dates the weeks were, so they know where to go back and what they missed. Since it's artwork, it's pretty hard to set the type of lesson to assignment instead of setting it to material like I do. I started out setting it to assignment, but I had kids just clicking that they did their work instead of actually taking a picture and turning it in to me. And since I do see most of these kids every single day, I look at all of their artwork in class. The kids that are out for an extended period of time, I just tell them to take a picture of their artwork with their phone. All of them, most of them, their parents have phones. Using their school email address, I tell them to email the picture to my school email address, and I just grade their art that way if they are homebound or sick for a while. So it's not too difficult, so they don't have a 0 sitting in their grades for so long. That was my full process for posting to the Google Classroom. Let me know if you have any more questions about this, and I will try to answer the best I can. How do you manage teaching art or teaching any subject virtually or in a blended learning environment? What do you do? What struggles do you have as a teacher with this new teaching challenge that we have in education? Let us know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for more teacher related videos like this. Stay tuned for how I plan an entire lesson from scratch. That will be in an upcoming video. Thanks for watching. Bye.